Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Living Shout to Row. How's bees ya? I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing swell. Okay, so I just came off of this last reading. If you saw, it was my twin flame reading. So I was going to explain trauma bonds versus a twin flame connection. So I wanted you all to, this is really coming off of this. And yeah, I'm putting the cards up and it just explain because I have to talk and do something at the same time. It drives me nuts to not just talk and not do something. I don't know. Maybe I'm ADHD. I don't know. I need to I like to move. I guess I like to move and move it. Um. So what I've come to see from a lot of people is that they'll be trauma bonded. So what is a trauma bond? A trauma bond is when you go through traumatic experiences or you get a trauma bond is when you get bonded through trauma, right? Whether you go through a traumatic experience with someone and you both share that experience, you both are bonded by that trauma, or whether in not some way traumatizes you and now you both are like sharing a connection because of the effects of the traumatization. So with these twin flame stuffs, I see there's a lot of people, and I feel like it pops up a lot because a lot of people go through trauma bonds. They go through these deep connections with people, and you'll see these connections are so deep, not because these are divine people, but because they're very traumatic experiences. So a lot of times when people come up and have these readings and have like twin flame things and like, oh, they talk about twin flame is bad, this is that, it's because they're not reading a twin flame, they're reading a trauma bond, relationship, right? If you're reading somebody who it's like they've done this and this and this to disrespect me, to hurt me, to this, that, and the third, like this person has done everything under the sun to make me feel terrible. It's like, yeah, that's a trauma bond relationship. That's not a twin flame. Okay, a twin flame, yes, they do trigger you. They're not intentionally supposed to be doing that. Okay, but again, the ends don't serve their means because a lot of times, I'm trying to say it the right way. If you're in a connection and the connection doesn't feel healthy, then you don't stay in it. Okay, just don't. Just don't stay in a connection that does not feel healthy, that does not add peace to you. What a lot of people do, because they don't know any better, unfortunately, whether they've never learned any better. I'm gonna light my incense. Hold on. I told you I have to move while I talk, so this is gonna be what it is. Whether it is that they don't know any better or not, it's not up to you to try to teach them a whole bunch, like teach them how you should be treated, but don't teach them how to just. I'm trying to figure out the best way to put it, like, because here's the thing: what happens is that a lot of people, I've seen this a lot too, where these people are used to being with someone. They're very, very codependent. You're used to having somebody around. 3 on the clock, Robert, I said codependent. So that's the full thing, okay? They're very, very codependent. They don't know how to survive without another person or how to think for themselves in some areas as well. So what these people will do, especially if they want you around, is that they will try to traumatize you because that will bond you to them. A lot of these people who know about energy in a particular way will do these things on purpose because, again, they understand that will create an energetic connection. So these people do this shit on purpose. This is a very common tactic used by narcissistic people. So again, the enemy is aware of the tactic. The enemy is I'm not sure if the enemy is the person who's created the tactic or not, but the enemy is the person who's very, very aware of the tactic. Like, these are the people who look for ways to cause damage in your life because they know that it will cause damage in your life. They want to be remembered for the damage in your life because that makes them remembered, right? Again, so these narcissistic people, I'm trying not to speak so fast. But the point about it is, you don't have to be narcissistic You do not have to be narcissistic to create a trauma bond. Oh my gosh. You do not have to be narcissistic to create a trauma bond. You just have to have a traumatic experience with somebody to be bonded with trauma. Okay? These are usually things that people remember, right? Um, so if you're like dealing with somebody or whatever, and they want to tell like a funny story or whatever, they will usually remember an experience that like changed them, because trauma changes people. So if you, again, a lot of these people want to be known, they want to be remembered, they want to stick out in your mind, they want to live rent free in your brain. So the easiest way for them to live rent free in your brain is to traumatize you, right? Is to hurt you, is to make you feel some type of way, shape, or form, so that you remember who they are, because you remember the person who made you feel like shit. You tend to remember the people who make you feel like shit. Lots of times we tend to remember the people who made us feel good too, but a lot of these people actively choose 555 on the clock when I said that, actively choose to want to be known as the person who hurt you instead of the person who helped you. They actively want to be known for pain. I don't know why they do, but I'm not even going to get into it. It ain't worth my time. But what happens is that they'll do this. So a lot of people, when dating, because again, people want you to be like obsessed with them or need them, because they're very codependent. They need people around them. Like, I'm a type of person who doesn't need people around me. So it's like, this is why I'm like explaining this, because it's like I've seen it happen and it doesn't work on me. And every time I've seen it happen, the person who does it, that's like their many excuses, because they were trying to like incite some reaction to make me come towards them. But the very thing they wanted to have happen was repelling, and it's because it was very traumatic. And I could not understand why it was, because they were trying to create like a connection, right? So let's say you're dating somebody, or let's say you like this person. This is Kelly, who likes, this is Kelly, who likes Michelle over here. Okay, Kelly likes Michelle, and Kelly doesn't want to tell Michelle, so whatever, Kelly goes and dates Randall or something. And it's like, to make, like, so Michelle's supposed to be like, oh, look at you and Randall, I thought we were cool, blah, 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 and why aren't you, like, it's like all this stuff to, like, because this is someone who's afraid of confronting this person about wanting to date them. So they want to go with this other person who, for whatever reason, they're not afraid to confront. And just to make this person confront them to try and start something, it doesn't make any sense. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's a traumatizing tactic. Saying, oh, I know what's going to make you pay attention to me not choosing you. So I'm seeing this pop up, or like, I want y'all to understand that, like, when, like, the runner chaser dynamic of a twin flame, I from my understanding, not every single twin flame has that dynamic, but that's basically what that dynamic is supposed to be looking like. Oh, we both like each other, so I'm going to run. Now, whether they run to a karmic or run to whatever they're, like, Nova Scotia or wherever they're going, you know what I'm saying? Like, when they run away, this person has no idea what happened, especially if they've been, use your, however, for if you feel a deep connection or whatever, but like, because I have people telling me they're in a twin flame and it's literally like they had a 5-minute conversation. Like, I don't understand. So I don't get it. Like, how this is deep connection. Oh my God, we talk for 5 seconds and then you can run over here. So I don't get it. But like, people do this stuff, right? So again, we got Kelly over here, we got Michelle over here, right? The way this is supposed to, or like the rundown, so it's not traumatic, is that these people are supposed to look and see each other and be like, oh, look, I see myself in you, I see myself in you, and be able to have enough self-reflection and backbone to be able to point out each other's flaws without severely like pissing each other off. You know what I mean? But what tends to happen is, or from what I've been seeing, I guess I should say, what I've been seeing is a whole bunch of people who approach someone in a traumatic way or use a traumatic tactic or a tactic to traumatize someone to try and keep them in their energetic field, which is a very narcissistic tactic, right? These are tactics done by people. I don't know if these people know that these tactics are harmful or not at this point because of how often I'm seeing them. But these are people who will do something to hurt you in order to create a bond with you because they don't want, like, but that's the if you're trying to hurt someone to create a bond, at that point that is toxic in itself. Like, whatever thing you think, like, I know I'm gonna, like, scare this person, then we'll always be frightened together. Like, it's like that is not going to create something positive. Like, it's not going to create any type of positive bond. If you want a positive bond, you have to do positive things. So I don't know why people are doing this, what this is, why this is like a continuation of it. Like, I guess I should say I don't know why people are doing it because I'm trying to explain it, but it's like they're not thinking through this, right? And this is the problem that's coming down a lot of these, like, twin flame things or twin flame connections. Some of these people are just in really deep trauma bonds with someone who has hurt them or who has continued to hurt them, and they need to, like, not deal with the person who's causing them more pain. Some people I've seen have been dealing with people who cause them pain, and they just keep taking, like, you all. This is also a lesson in not being able to take them back, right? Narcissist empath relationship. It can be very, very. I wouldn't say it shouldn't even be close to the same type of paradigm. Is the problem here? I guess is what I'm saying, because these are supposed to be two different things. Like, if this is so chaotic and this person ran over to the karmic and there's drama this way, that way, and a third, that's not what the twin flame is supposed to be. That's a trauma bond. Okay, so if you're seeing people and they're going through this, that, and the third, and their divine masculine then went off and had a baby on somebody else, and divine feminine is gone and, like, in Aruba somewhere, and like all this type of thing, like, that's not a twin flame. That's a trauma bonding connection that needs to be, like, worked through by people on both parties to at least to try and eliminate it from each side. If you have two people who are really truly, like, trying to better themselves and see each other as another form of bettering themselves, then that's fine. Like, friends do this all the time. I don't know if you guys would even be like, but some people just don't know how to do, like, relationships in general, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And this is like a relationship in general type of thing, right? Don't try and bond with a person off of trauma. Bond with a person off of, like, kindness and mutual respect, you know? But in a twin flame, especially, the twin flame, the whole purpose of that is to better yourself by seeing your faults in this other person and not blaming them, yelling at them, or getting pissed at them for having the same faults that you also have. Because, again, these are both the same bottle. Okay, if you watch the previous video, it's 1333 on the clock when I said it. They're both the same bottle. Okay, so for the people who watch my other channel or the other video on my channel, I was talking about how these both are the same bottle, and lots of times, like, the issues that these two people are fighting. But I want you all to understand the difference between the trauma bond is when someone is actively, like, there are people who actively do that. Now, whether they know they actively are, like, traumatizing, or they think their methods are traumatizing or not is the question. But point being, if they think that what they're doing could be hurtful to this party's relationship, they should ask. That's the point. If they think that something could be hurting this, they should ask, oh my God, okay, so I kind of want to do this thing. How would you feel about it? And then y'all have, like, a civilized discussion. But again, so this is why a lot of people want to claim twin flame, and I'm not quick to always go with twin flame. Like, a lot of people will, like, say twin flame, like, this, and I'm not quick to go with it, because that sounds what you're describing. It's not a twin flame, it's a trauma bond. A twin flame is supposed to be where two people who are already at this mature stage, one is probably going to be more mature than the other one, but at a mature enough stage where they can come together and actually work on each other, themselves, and the world and the universe, right? But if you're in a constant back and forth with your like divine counterpart, you're more than likely not in a twin flame. You're in a trauma bonded situation in which you two people may either share a traumatic experience, or one may have caused a traumatic experience to the other. Both may have caused traumatic experiences to each other, but it's more of a traumatic thing, that like shared traumatic experience that makes you feel close to this person, versus, oh, this person does actually like me. They may share traumatic experiences, right? You could have similar upbringing, similar lifestyles, similar things in which, excuse me, you can understand each other's trauma. That does not make you automatically a twin. That just makes you someone who understands someone else's pain, you know? Um, I can understand the pain of a lot of people who lost their job during COVID. I can feel, that doesn't make me any one of those people's twins. It just makes me like an empathetic person. So I want y'all to catch that, because a lot of empaths are empathetic, and two empaths meeting each other, a lot of people automatically just assume it's going to be a twin flame because they're two empathic people or they feel a lot of things. It doesn't necessarily mean that's the case. Just because you feel things, you got to feel like an energy that is very aligned with your own, and that can speak your language, so to speak, for it to, so it's not a so it's not like just staying out of like a traumatic experience. And you'll know if you're staying out of a traumatic experience if there's constant pain. If there's more pain than there is good times, like if there's more bad than good, then it's more traumatic than it is healthy, right? And I'm not saying there's not going to be fights or anything like that, but if your fight is a traumatic fight and not just like a a civil discussion, then you will see that this is more of a traumatic thing, because you're dealing with somebody who doesn't want to either hear your side about, like, you, like, it's like someone who can't agree or disagree type thing, right? You got to be able to agree to disagree, and if you can't agree or disagree, then it's just creating more of a traumatic thing. So I want people to understand that concept. I guess if we're going to be going through a whole other year of twin flame and twin flame drama, understand what one is and what one is not, and if you're trauma bonded to a person because they hurt you, not because, oh my God, you like, even if you thought they would be the one and then they go out and turn to hurt you, that doesn't make you a twin flame. That just makes it somebody who just hurt you. Like, I want that to be clear, because the twin flame, the real twin flame, there are false flames out there. The real twin flame person is not supposed to be intentionally trying to hurt you, right? They should be if you're trying to come into union with yours, I guess I should say this. If you're trying to come in union with yours, you have to be mature enough to understand that if this person does something that you don't like, or if you're dealing with someone who does something that you don't like, that's reflecting your bad behavior onto you, how do you have that civilized discussion and not impulsively react in a super traumatic negative fashion, right? Because if your first impulse is to react in a super traumatic negative fashion, then you're not ready for the twin flame journey quite yet. You may not, just be ready to be on that yet. This is what that is. You may not be ready to come in contact with your person, because you may not treat them right. Like, it's not, you're not meant to be like with that person if you can't treat that person right. Like, how are you guys going to be together if you guys can't like do anything? So I want that to be like known. So there's a big difference. Whew. I hope I explained it well. I hope you all understand what I'm talking about. I mean to get like flashcards or something. I don't freaking know. It's driving me bonkers. Please understand these different things, people. Love you all, for real. For really, for really, for really. I want to thank you all for watching. Please Please like the video if you like the video. Leave a comment in the comment section. Have a beautiful, 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 blessed day. Namaste. Bye-bye.